What's up, everybody? Producer Mike here, and this is the Served 5 Setter, your weekly whip around from the world of racket sports. 5 stories in 15 minutes or less. First up, the US Open just dropped the first 16-team list of those who have entered so far in their new look mixed doubles event. We're talking legit superstar pairings that I went through with Andy. Let's check out what he had to say. All right, Andy. So we're going to go through the list. I'd love to hear your points, but basically how it works, just so everybody knows, it's going to be the top 8 teams with the best combined singles ranking at the time of the official field draw will get direct acceptance. So meaning Emma Navarro and Jannik Sinner have a combined ranking of 10 because they're 1 and 9 is my understanding of it.
And we're talking about the US Open mixed doubles entry list.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And then the other 8, so there's 16 teams that have entered, like we said in the lead-in. The other 8 will be wild card. So then their seedings will be determined based on that, and that's how the matchups will be made, which I think is kind of exciting. I know a lot of other people have kind of gone through the matchups and who's playing with who, which we can do that. But I currently have, if it was today's rankings, who would be the top seeds and who would be the wild cards.
All right, just for context, Alcaraz, Raducanu, Keys, Tiafoe, Swiatek, Ruud, Osaka, Kyrgios, Navarro, and Sinner, Djokovic, Danilovic, Queen Wen, Jack. You get the point. Like, these are just all the superstars are in.
All the superstars.
Basically, except for Coco Gauff.
Yeah, first of all, how great is this list?
Well, what they've done, before we get into who's in, who's out, because that's interesting too, and that'll be a kind of a sliding scale. If they use the entry system for the rest of Tennis Earth, it would be 6 weeks before the US Open. The start date of this event is basically normally the cutoff. Yeah, but it's absurd. Forever, I've been kind of, and I didn't put this together until the entry list came out because I'm a dummy, but I was all for this because people are like, oh, we have to grow the game of doubles. So you can't take that away from the doubles that people don't watch regularly. And that was confusing to me. Now, you get 9 out of the top 10 on each side, biggest stars on earth, and then some. This is going to bring more eyeballs to the game of doubles. Now, is it taking, jobs away from doubles players who kind of run this kind of side tour? Yeah, it is. But if your net most important thing, which is the defense that I get when people are mad at me when I talk about doubles, is we have to grow the game of doubles. There is not a better way to grow the game of doubles than to have the biggest stars on earth playing doubles featured ESPN primetime in the lead up to the US Open. I had also never figured out how we would actually kind of integrate a all-star game style thing in tennis, and this just 2 birds, 1 stoned it. This is the all-star game for tennis.
And correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like the women's doubles and the men's doubles, it's still occurring, correct? This
yes.
is just replacing mixed doubles.
It's one less revenue stream for the doubles players that need the revenue stream, but don't create any of the revenue.
And it's going to drive more traffic to qualifying rounds, and
it's like the argument against it is I like my doubles players siloed into this offset tour as opposed to let's blow this out. Let's make tennis popular with kids that are 9 years old and watching this. It's easily digestible. It's short. The impact on tennis from having this level of stardom all in one place, one time, men, women playing together. It's this entry list. I thought it would be fine. I thought we'd have some cool names and some cool matchups. This is a 12 out of 10 with the people that are going to do this. Don't argue with me about what mixed doubles should be if you don't get excited by this. I can't even get there.
Okay, Andy. So I have the top 8 list here. Who's in, and then the wild cards. Who's potentially out or going to be on the outside. However they work.
So top 8 teams based on combined singles ranking are automatically in. The top 8 teams as of right now, the entry list that was released is what you're going to tell me. That doesn't mean new teams can't enter before the deadline.
No, and it can still shuffle. They have until entry window will close July 28th at noon Eastern, and then that's when they will lock in the teams. So these top 8 that we're going to talk about now, they might be on the outside.
So, for example, just for everyone at home, if Iga, she lost second round of Wimbledon last year, her combined ranking, her and Casper Ruud are the first team out right now. If Iga or Casper goes on a run and their singles ranking goes up, then they could potentially replace Saba. So it's a moving list. Nothing about this is concrete.
No, but this is if we played it today, which I think is kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool.
So much fun.
All right, so tied for the top seed right now, both with a combined ranking of 10. We have Emma Navarro and Jannik Sinner playing together, and we have Queen Wen and Draper playing together. They are tied for the top seed right now. And then after that, we have Tommy Paul and Jess Piccola at 11 combined ranking, but right on their heels are the Italians, Paolini and Musetti.
Which, by the way, just for context, so Paolini Musetti, combined ranking 12 right now. She has Wimbledon finals points coming off. Musetti has Wimbledon semifinals points coming off and Queens finals coming off. So like they could slide, even though they're at 4 right now, they could easily slide to 9 or 10 if they don't make it past the first week of Wimbledon. They're gone.
Yeah, and Paolini is probably currently the most accomplished and hottest doubles player right now on this list.
With Irani.
Who's also on the list. Rybakina Fritz would be at 5. A combined ranking of 15. Andrea Medvedev, combined ranking of 18. Keys and Tiafoe, combined ranking of 19. And then rounding out the lock into the top 8 currently are Sabalenka and Dimitrov at 20.
And then I'll go through Mike from here on out. So that means the teams that I'm about to list, and I'll tell you their combined singles rankings also. So last in, combined singles ranking is 20 currently with Saba and Grigor. First one out, Iga and Ruud, combined ranking of 24. Badosa, Tsitsipas at 35. So these teams are all looking for a wild card, one of the wild card spots, and they're not direct entries as of now. Alcaraz, Raducanu, suspect they might get a wild card, just maybe. Bencic, Zverev at combined ranking of 38. By the way, Belinda Bencic, check out the Love All episode with her. And also, she's at 35 in the world already in her comeback. What a badass. She's awesome. Novak and Danilovic. I would suspect that Novak might get a wild card if he wants one.
Maybe.
Townsend Shelton at Novak and Danilovic are 42 combined ranking. Townsend Shelton 107. Irani and Vavasori, last year's mixed doubles winners, which they should probably get in my opinion, even though they were very public about saying how much they hated this idea, and then right there entered. And then rounding out the end, Osaka and Nick Kyrgios at 690. So they actually have a worse combined singles ranking currently than the double specialists Irani and Vavasori. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I think she's the only one who has a chance to get her points up before then.
Listen. Breaking news. You ready?
Yeah.
I'd like to play with Kim.
Ooh. You and Kim Clijsters?
Yeah. I don't know if
what else does it say required of her entry? I don't see anything else.
I don't know. Two Grand Slam winners?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Okay. All right.
Should we ask Kim?
No, I'm not. I can't do it. I would be freaking out.
How excited are you for this format, though, to be honest with you?
It's amazing.
We hit it in the open, but even just these list of team names, like getting people to come watch them play, getting it on television, I think is the biggest thing.
You know what it is? It gives us something to chat about, like the moving ranking system and the combined rankings, who's in, who's out. It's something that we can cover. It's something that we can cover, and the people will actually understand the moving parts, and they'll be in a match and be like, oh, if they win this match, they're in. And they're most likely going to be in it. I mean, you can guarantee that, obviously Alcaraz is in. Obviously Novak's in. The defending champions are probably in. The movement between Paolini and Musetti, it's all fun. This is great. This is a 12 out of 10.
Yeah.
12 out of 10. It's going to bring in so many new viewers. It doesn't have to share real estate with the singles events. Are you going to cover the semis of singles, or, you're not going to spend any time talking about it. They found a piece of real estate that is prime real estate that's not competing with the most important parts of the tournament.
Yeah.
It's great. Listen, you might be a traditional. I like playing doubles at my club. Fine. That doesn't mean you're not going to watch this.
And it's cool. We're going to be doing our live draw show from Fan Week from the stage outside of Arthur Ashe that Thursday. Yep. So, whoever wins potentially is going to be on our show that Thursday bragging about their mixed doubles Grand Slam championship.
I'm sorry. With this list of names, we'll take any of the teams.
Almost.
By the way. Most of them. Well done. I don't know what this is, Mike. How do I close this?
Nothing. Thank you. Thanks for weighing in on this, and we'll see you on Tuesday's show.
Bye.
Next up, Pan Schreiber officially parted ways with Donna Vekic after a rough year together. Schreiber described it as a challenging journey and called the decision mutual, noting she hopes to still be involved in women's tennis. In a statement on X, Schreiber said it has been, quote, one of the greatest experiences I have had in my 50 plus years in tennis. Now moving on to set 3. This week, the WTA and the ITF released a comprehensive online abuse and threat report, and the numbers are grim. Over 8,000 abusive messages were tracked, 40% linked to gambling. Messages ranged from racial and homophobic slurs to threats of physical harm. Current world number 3 and member of the WTA Players Council, Jessica Pegula, said in a statement released by the WTA, quote, "It's time for the gambling industry and social media companies to tackle the problem at its source and act to protect everyone facing these threats." Now on to set number 4. Wimbledon wildcards are in, and 2 names drew headlines. One for getting a wild card, and one for seemingly being snubbed. Who's in? Petra Kvitova, the 2-time Wimbledon champion, will be gracing the grass courts via a wild card for the last time, confirming that she's retiring after this year's US Open. One name that was missing off the wildcard list was the French Open Cinderella story, Louise Busson. She'll have to battle through qualifying if we're going to see another awesome and deep run. All right, guys, here we are, 5th set. Man, what a week it has been for world number 1, Jannik Sinner. Coming off his dramatic French Open loss to Alcaraz, the hits keep coming, and I'm not talking about his upset 3-set loss in Halle to Alexander Bublik. I'm talking about Sinner's dropping of a duet with Andrea Bocelli. Yes, that Andrea Bocelli. The song, it's called Dust and Glory. Don't ask me to say it in Italian. Apparently, it is elegant, it is dramatic, and it instantly puts Sinner in some incredibly rare company with people like Shaq and Dame Lillard. And that brings us to the trivia tiebreak, a shameless way for us to tease your brain and also to beg you guys to sign up for our newsletter at servedpodcast.com. While many athletes have dabbled in music, which former French Open champion has achieved commercial success in music anchored by hits like Saga Africa? Think you know it? Don't Google it. Go to servedpodcast.com, sign up, and we'll hit you with the answer in the newsletter. All right, guys, before you go, here's the weekend draw so you know what to watch, when, and where. First, we got the WTA final in Berlin that'll take place on Sunday, June 22nd, beginning noon local time, 6 a.m. Eastern. The final of the men's event at the Queen's Club is also on Sunday at 2 p.m. local time, 8 a.m. Eastern. And over in Germany, the Halle Open final will be played at 3 p.m. local time on Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern. You can catch all 3 matches on the Tennis Channel. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's Served 5 Setter. This show will drop every Friday, and our show, Served with Andy Roddick, will still drop every Tuesday. And if you haven't checked it out yet, the interview with Darren Cahill, the musician Jannik Sinner's head coach, is live right now on YouTube. Go check it out. It's awesome. See ya.